Hello everyone, and welcome to today's story. Today, we will talk about a man who changed the world with his words, his courage, and his dream. Martin Luther King Jr. was a leader, a fighter for justice, and a believer in peace. He faced many struggles, but never gave up. Stay with me as we go on a journey through his life, from his childhood to his greatest achievements, and learn how he became a symbol of hope and equality. So let's begin. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. He was born in a small house. His father was Martin Luther King, and his mother was Alberta Williams King. They were a kind and loving family. Martin had an older sister, Christine, and a younger brother, Alfred. As a child, Martin loved to play outside. He had many friends, but one day, he learned about racism. A white friend's parents told him that they could not play together because of their skin color. Martin was very sad. He did not understand why people were treated differently. His parents explained that in the South, black people and white people were not treated the same. Black people could not go to the same schools, eat in the same restaurants, or sit in the same places as white people. Martin did not think this was fair. Martin went to school and was a very good student. He loved to read books and learn new things. He also went to church every Sunday. His father was a pastor, and Martin listened to his father's sermons. He learned about love, kindness, and helping people. He wanted to make the world a better place. When Martin finished high school, he went to Morehouse College. He studied hard and wanted to help people. After college, he went to Crozer Theological Seminary. There, he learned about Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolence to fight for freedom in India. Martin was inspired. He wanted to use nonviolence to help black people in America. Martin married Coretta Scott in 1953. They had 4 children, Yolanda, Martin III, Dexter, and Bernice. Coretta supported Martin in his work. She was strong and helped take care of their family while Martin was busy helping people. Martin became a pastor, like his father. He worked in Montgomery, Alabama. In 1955, Rosa Parks, a black woman, refused to give her seat to a white man on a bus. She was arrested. Martin and other leaders started the Montgomery bus boycott. Black people stopped riding buses for over a year. The buses lost money, and the government changed the rules. Black people could sit anywhere on the bus. This was a big victory for civil rights. Martin traveled around the country, giving speeches and leading protests. He believed in peace. He wanted black and white people to live together in harmony. In 1963, he gave his most famous speech, "I Have a Dream." He spoke about his dream for equality. He wanted his children to live in a world where people were judged by their character, not their skin color. In 1964, Martin won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. He was happy but knew there was still more to do. He worked for better jobs, schools, and voting rights for black people. He led marches and peaceful protests. However, his journey was not easy. He was arrested many times for protesting peacefully. He was often threatened, and his family lived in fear. In 1963, he was jailed in Birmingham, Alabama, for leading protests. While in jail, he wrote a powerful letter called Letter from Birmingham Jail, explaining why black people could not wait for freedom. He also helped organize the Selma to Montgomery marches in 1965. Black people wanted to vote, but many were stopped by unfair laws. Martin led thousands of people in a peaceful march. The police attacked them with clubs and tear gas. This day is called Bloody Sunday. But Martin did not give up. He led another march, and this time, the people reached Montgomery. Soon after, the government passed a law giving black people the right to vote. Martin also fought for poor people, both black and white. He wanted better jobs and fair wages for workers. He started the Poor People's Campaign to help those in need. He believed that everyone, no matter their skin color, deserved a good life. He also fought against housing discrimination, demanding equal opportunities for all families to have safe and affordable homes. Martin faced many challenges. His house was bombed, his phone was tapped, and he received death threats. Despite this, he remained strong and continued his work. He knew that fighting for justice would not be easy, but he never gave up. He spoke at churches, schools, and large gatherings, encouraging people to stand together peacefully. In his final years, Martin focused on economic justice and helping poor workers. He traveled to different cities, calling for unity among all races and demanding fairness in jobs and wages. He planned a major march in Washington, D.C., to fight for better economic conditions. Martin was also deeply involved in politics, though he never ran for office. He worked closely with politicians, urging them to pass new laws that would protect the rights of Black Americans. He met with President John F. Kennedy and later President Lyndon B. Johnson to discuss civil rights legislation. His efforts helped lead to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which ended segregation in public places, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which protected Black people's right to vote. Despite his peaceful approach, many political leaders and white supremacists saw Martin as a threat. The FBI monitored him, suspecting him of being too powerful. He was accused of being a communist, though he was not. He faced opposition from both white politicians and some Black activists who thought his approach was too slow. But Martin remained committed to nonviolence and believed that lasting change could only come through peaceful protests and legal reforms. On April 4, 1968, Martin was in Memphis, Tennessee. He was helping workers who were treated unfairly. That evening, he was shot and died. People all over the world were sad. But his dream did not die. His work inspired many people. Today, people remember Martin Luther King Jr. as a hero who fought for justice and equality. His birthday, January 15th, is now a holiday in the United States. Schools, streets, and parks are named after him. People still read his speeches and learn from his words. He taught the world that love is stronger than hate, and that everyone should be treated with respect. Martin Luther King Jr. changed history. He gave hope to millions of people. His dream of a better world lives on today. His story teaches us to be kind, to help others, and to never give up on what is right. Martin Luther King Jr. left behind a powerful message, one of love, unity, and justice. His dream still inspires millions of people around the world today. We must continue his fight for fairness and equality for all. If you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.